What is going on, guys? It is MegaCrasher, and I want to welcome you guys back to a brand new video. Now, in this video, we are going to be talking about Averagemons. Now, you guys are probably, well, MegaCrasher, why this of all things? Well, see, here's the thing, is that we are now in the 1st of November. You know, it's a brand new month, and you know what happens when there is a brand new month to take place. We have ourselves the other metagames of the month that also change things up, and it just so happens that in this special OM of the month of November, we have Averagemons. Now, to keep it real short and simple, what Averagemons is all about is basically whatever Pokemon you utilize in these sort of Averagement battles are going to have base stats of 100 across the board. Yeah, that means 100 base HP, 100 base attack, 100 base defense, 100 base special attack, 100 base special defense, and 100 base speed. So we're talking Mew stats, right? Like, that is just absolutely amazing. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go a little bit more in depth here in what Averagemons is all about. Kind of give you guys a little bit more of a perspective here on what to expect when it comes to Averagemons. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just to kind of put things into perspective here about this tier, one of the things I want to mention here is that you can have first stage evolution Pokemon like Skrelp, Zigzagoon, hell, even Caterpie. You can bring a Caterpie into the mix and have it go toe-to-toe with like legendary Pokemon like Kyogre, Arceus, and it's just ridiculous, you know, because the thing is that all of these Pokemon, no matter what the species is, they are going to have base 100 stats across the board. So, you know, you're basically the only thing that separates these Pokemon would be the typing, ability, and its move pool. Now, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that you could have something like Magikarp. You know, it's gonna have, 100 base stats across the board, which looks pretty good, but its move pool's not that good, you know, so it's held back big time when it comes to that. So when it comes to this right here, it's more or less going to be focusing on the move pools and abilities, and I just gotta say, I'm really excited about all this because of the Averagemons rules, how every single Pokemon that you send out in battle is going to have base 100 stats across the board. This is going to change things up big time. Like, you're going to have Pokemon that normally you would see as a defensive Pokemon could actually turn out to be offensive, like Toxapex, which I'll get into that in just a moment here. But let's go over some of the bans here. So, with that being said here, the following items have been banned. So you got Fit Club being banned. Oh, man. I was gonna say, if that wasn't banned, then Alola Marowak would kind of be, it'd just be on fire when it comes to this tier and all that stuff, right? But you also have yourselves Deep Sea Tooth, Light Ball, Eviolite, Mawilite, Medichemite, and Gengarite all being banned as well. Now, I also want to make a mention here, ladies and gentlemen, that, this also affects Mega Evolution. So all Pokemon have base 100 stats, including form changes like Mega Evolutions and Ash Greninja. Now, here's the thing, is that Smeargle has actually been banned, and for good reason too, because this Pokemon can sketch every single move that there is to sketch and be just this annoying as hell Pokemon to deal with, even more so because it's got buffed up stats, and it ain't gonna go down so easily, son. Seems like we won't need to use that Focus Sash here, but that's provided the fact that it didn't get banned. But see, here's the thing. That did get banned, so we're not going to be able to use Smeargle, so you got nothing to worry about when it comes to the Artiste. Now, with that being said, when it comes to the abilities, you have Huge Power, Pure Power, Shadow Tag, and Arena Trap also being banned. Now, with that being said, the following moves are also banned, which comes in the form of Chatter and Baton Pass, so do keep all of these in mind when it comes to this tier, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so when it comes to the strategy here, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over some of the high points here. So, high base power moves, good abilities, and good stab typing are the most important traits for an offensive Pokemon. Check. That is absolutely true. There is effectively a hard cap on how bulky a Pokemon can be, because here's the thing, right, is that every single Pokemon, like I said, that you utilize in battle when it comes to Averagemons are going to have base 100 stats across the board. Now, with that being said, if your Wall Breaker is like powerful enough to be able to 2-hit KO Mewtwo, then there goes the entirety of the tier, because every single Pokemon is as bulky as Mew, and the thing is that, well, yeah, you kind of get what I'm saying right here, is that if it can 2-hit KO Mew, then unless they resist that typing, they're going to be 2-hit KOing everything else, right? So do keep that in mind as well. Now, also, ladies and gentlemen, this also is going to favor setup sweepers, as every single setup sweeper is going to have the same amount of bulk, and really good bulk at that. Base 100 stats across the board is nothing to scoff at, nothing to mess around with, and definitely something not to underestimate. Now, with that being said, this also makes Unaware a much more valuable abilities. Yeah, so we're talking about things like Unaware Clefable, Unaware Quagsire, Unaware Pyukumuku. I mean, woo! That's just absolutely awesome. And see, here's the thing, is that Pyukumuku is actually going to be really fast in this tier because of base 100 speed and all that stuff. It's just, oh man, that is just absolutely amazing. And speaking of speed, ladies and gentlemen, you're also going to be seeing a lot of speed ties here, potentially. So do carry speed control, such as the likes of Thunder Wave, Sticky Web, Tailwind, hell, Choice Scarf as well. Choice Scarf is also pretty good because it allows for you to get the jump in +1 speed, although you're locked into that move once you end up using it with Choice Scarf intact. The thing is that it does allow for you to get a +1 speed boost, so do keep that in mind as well. And when we scroll down here, now here's the thing also, is that defensive Pokemon can be difficult to get past due to their natural high bulk. Make sure you pack good wall breakers and setup mods to break through them. Now, this kind of goes back to my second point here, that is right here, is that if you were to have a Pokemon that's able to 2-hit KO Mew, then they're generally going to be able to 2-hit KO everything else in the tier, provided, of course, they don't resist that move. If they do resist that move, well, then you don't exactly have much to worry about, right? Now, that also is provided that you have recovery. If you have reliable recovery, you should be fine. But if you don't, gonna be a little bit troublesome when it comes to tanking them hits, you know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, also, as Mega Evolution no longer grants a stat boost, Mega Evolution struggled to find a niche. Yes, that is 100% true. We're probably not gonna be seeing too many Mega Pokemon here in this tier. But the thing is, though, is that you do have Pokemon like Mega Kangaskhan and Mega Salamence with really good abilities that could, in fact, be seen played in this tier. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's actually move on to some ideas here for this tier. Yeah, Alola Persian. You never would have thought that Alola Persian would see the light in OU again. Well, see, guess what, man, is that Alola Persian can now tangle with the best of the best here because of its base 100 stats across the board. And the thing is that Alola Persian is not a bad Pokemon by any stretch of the imagination. Sure, it does get outclassed by, bigger, badder, dark type Pokemon, but because now this is a level playing field, Alola Persian is going to be absolutely crazy. Now, here's the thing, is that we have ourselves Darkinium Z, as its item of choice. We got Fur Coat. You obviously gotta have Fur Coat. I mean, it halves the damage when it comes to physical moves. Like, that is ridiculous. It's absolutely awesome. Now, we are gonna be running with the likes of Parting Shot, Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, and Thunderbolt, and you most certainly want to pair Darkinium Z with Parting Shot, because what that does is when you use Z Parting Shot, ladies and gentlemen, the Pokemon that you switch in after you use Z Parting Shot will actually have their health fully restored. So this actually makes Alola Persian even more of an asset as well, And just the fact that this Pokemon has a good typing, really good stats, and also a really good ability and moves to boot. Like, that is just absolutely amazing. Like, I definitely think we could be seeing a lot of Alola Persian here in the Averagemons tier. Now, another Pokemon that I'd actually like to point out would be Mimikyu. Now, Mimikyu's role doesn't exactly change, but the stat buffs is really nice. Because the thing is that when you take a look at Mimikyu's regular stats, there's not a single, well, actually no, its special defense is the only stat that exceeds base 100. But here's the thing, is that now, with all of its stats being base 100 across the board, this Pokemon is going to have added bulk, this Pokemon's going to have a slight buff to its attack, which basically means, ladies and gentlemen, that this Pokemon is going to be something to fear. You most certainly don't want to sleep on this cute little Pikachu-looking pumpkin patch doll or something. It's not even a pumpkin. I don't even know what the hell I just called it there. But basically, it is a ghoulish doll dressed up as Pikachu that you really, really shouldn't sleep on, man. Because this Pokemon will curse you. This Pokemon will eat your lunch. It will eat your dinner. It will eat your soul if you're not careful. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we actually move on to a very interesting Pokemon known as Decidueye. Now, Decidueye, by itself, like without the Averagemon's stat buffs and all that stuff, is actually a really good Pokemon, especially with its hidden ability known as Long Reach and all that stuff. The fact also that it gets grass and ghost as a typing, it's pretty good, honestly. Although, you do have to watch out for the likes of Pursuit and Knockoff and all that stuff, and Sucker Punch too. But the thing is that this Pokemon has access to the likes of Defog, has access to the likes of Roost. You can also utilize the likes of Haze, U-Turn, things like that. But the thing is also that this Pokemon with Spirit Shackle and Toxic, you can trap a Pokemon and Toxic Stall them, and you're gonna have the bulk to back that up, you know what I'm saying? So that right there is just also something to keep in mind as well when it comes to Decidueye. Now, with that being said, I actually, you know, upon reading this, I came across something really, really interesting. So just one second here. Okay, Toxapex. You know how I mentioned Toxapex earlier, right? Well, get this, ladies and gentlemen, is that Toxapex normally is a very beefy and very defensive Pokemon, and with the Averagemons stats now being implemented into Toxapex, there's really nothing that this Pokemon can't do. I mean, it still can tank things up because it's bulky with base 100s across the board. You know, it still has Regenerator intact. You know, you can utilize the likes of Recover and all that stuff, but see, here's the thing though, is that we actually have ourselves an offensive set going on here. Have you ever imagined using a timid, yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, a timid, a speedy Toxapex? I bet you didn't imagine that, eh? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Merciless here is an ability that increases the damage of your moves when you are facing off against a Pokemon that is poisoned. And it is very easy to poison Pokemon, especially with Toxapex, because you can either lay with some Toxic Spikes, you can either Toxic them with the Toxic move, you can either Toxic them with Baneful Bunker and all that stuff. I mean, this Pokemon has its ways of getting you poisoned. And here's the thing, is that Venoshock, it doubles in power when it comes to dealing with poisoned Pokemon. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, with Merciless boosting that even further, I think you guys know where I'm going with this, man. Like, that's just ridiculous right there. Like, Venoshock is a base 65 power move, but it doubles in power when you are facing off against a Pokemon with the poison condition. And you also have the likes of Surf and Scald. Like, you go ahead and use that as well. I would personally recommend using Surf if you are strictly going to utilize the poison kind of strategy here. But Scald is good by itself as well, because it will hit relatively hard, and it will have that 30% chance to burn. Now, Ice Beam as well, you gotta have that, man. Like, Ice Beam on an offensive Toxapex, you got to have that. That's just absolutely amazing, you know? Now, with that being said, we also have ourselves a physical variant of this as well with the Jolly Nature. You got Poison Jab, Liquidation, Ice Beam. And you also have, you know, the same sort of strategy when it comes to getting your opponent poisoned, whether it be through Toxic or whether it be through making contact with Baneful Bunker. You can also, like I said, utilize the likes of Toxic Spikes as well, so that way whenever a grounded Pokemon switches in, provided they're not either Steel or Poison to absorb the Toxic Spikes, they're going to get poisoned, and bam! That's when Merciless is going to activate, and you are just going to start hammering it down. You are going to bring the lightning in this situation, man. You are going to bring down the lightning. It's going to come crashing down. You're going to lay the smack down all the way up and down the boards, man. Now, with that being said, that's kind of just a few things here that I want to talk about in this video there real quick to kind of put some things into perspective as well when it comes to Averagemons. So, with that being said, I feel it's as good as time as any to end this video off right here. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, then please be sure to smash the hell out of the like button and subscribe if you guys are new here to the channel. Let's see if we can aim for 5 likes here for this video, and thank you guys so very much for watching. I love each and every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love, your patience, your support, everything. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next upload.